Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and SUI price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna see Ethereum starting on the 2 hours chart. What we have today is a potential finished, of course, W, X and a Y here, unless we're still very bullish. It is still, of course, potential to have a bullish scenario since we didn't get the 886 here. And we might still see, of course, a potential push toward the upside as a 1-2. Of course, I need the 886 to confirm this 100%. Now, this is a probability, of course, but the probability is very, very low here to push, of course, really for higher again. However, probability is still 15, 20% is still there, of course, since the 886 and the low is not taken. And we have an impulse 1-2 after, of course, a diagonal, meaning 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 again, 3-4-5 for your wave 3 here, meaning large double 1-2 and wave 3 is unfolding. So, in case this is the case scenario, therefore we would like to see continuation simply toward the upside. However, the 15-minute chart here suggests somehow a 1-2 and potentially, of course, in a W, X and a Y, then a wave 3, then wave 4, reflecting a wave 2 there, and then of course having a wave 5 to unfold still toward the downside, or finished wave 5, I would say. Internally here can be finished as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, despite the interfering here was the zone 1, and also you have anyway 3 waves, so definitely this is kind of like a zigzags internally to finish, of course, an ending diagonal. We finish a wave 5. Currently, we see, of course, a little bit of shoppiness here. We might still, of course, see a correction. So in case we have finished here a wave 5, I'm looking therefore for higher prices as a 1, 2 or a B and a C. And that means, of course, wave 2 has to reach at least the 0.38 fib level here, which it might be our corrective wave 2 or a wave B in this red box testing area there, where we might see, of course, an A, B, potentially a triangle, wave C. We're gonna dive inside as a structure to see what's going on in there. So basically, inside this structure, we are looking here at a potentially here double 1-2, wave 3, wave 4. Yeah, I would say like you cannot really consider it invalidated. Yeah, very likely to be here in double 1-2, can be finished and impulse toward the upside here. Somehow 1-2, 1-2, wave 3, wave 4 and a 5, then 4 and a 5. Both did not interfere with the zone 1 here. Very, very tiny gap in between. Also the same there, yeah, with this wave 1-2 there. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. Then 1-2 and then 4 and a 5. So, but the problem with this is that the wave 5 looking, of course, here 3 waves. Yeah, so this is a problem. Now, as this is not allowed, of course, therefore, I think that this is something corrective here. In case that this is not then an impulse, therefore, yeah, we're going to take it as a potential WX and a Y here. Complex structure, meaning, of course, zigzag, X, another zigzag, can be, of course, a wave A. And then we have 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and a potential 5 waves down. Or it can be another WX and a wave Y in a triangle. And that because I see the triangle right now kind of like unfolding over there, very likely as well. So this is kind of a triangle formation here, yeah? We see kind of like an A, B, C, D, and an E, which it might be our wave Y, W, X, and a wave Y. And that means, of course, very likely to be in a structure here, kind of like an A, B, and a C toward the upside, which is perfect confluence here with our potential target 0.38 for a wave 2 or a wave B, meaning, of course, an A, B, and a C unfolding downward here, guys. Yeah, so we'll see if this is going to happen. Also, of course, a 1-2 is very possible, meaning 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 downward. Yeah, we'll see if this is going to be the case scenario as well. That was it for Ethereum. So I'm expecting a little bit higher prices yet. I'm not yet convinced that this correction is done and finished. And I don't see even like a finishing here. I mean, I see a finished wave 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the impulse should be done there. Yeah, should be finished. We're looking for a correction 0.38. Great. Next we have Solana. for Solana as well. On this, in this structure, we're looking here also at a potential A, B, and a C. While the wave C can be finished as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. You finished correctively. However, we saw, of course, another move toward the upside, meaning giving another possibility for a wave Y or very bullish again. Yeah, so basically, if you are in a W, X, and a wave Y, meaning, of course, your wave Y here is somehow also like 3 ways up, and then X, and then 3 ways up, or let's say A, B, and a C. It works perfectly in case you want to consider this expanding diagonal, meaning an A, B, and a C for a wave Y. That's totally fine, meaning bearish, of course, after it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We continue towards the downside, a finished structure there. Let's dive inside it, of course. And inside this structure, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. This wave 5 is also very likely finished. As you can see, the wave 4 interfering here as a zigzag. We have a zigzag, and a potential another finished a zigzag internally here for a wave 3. Then 4 and a 5 as a zigzag A, B, and a C. Of course, interfering with the zone 1, meaning, of course, ending a diagonal, finished a wave 5 here. And we're looking, of course, for something corrective towards the upside. This something corrective has to be, of course, a wave B or a wave 1, the same as for Ethereum, I would say. So we have 0.38 here to be reached. This target as a testing area. We have an A, B, and a C. Potential wave 2 or a wave B. That means, of course, we are in an A, B, and a C as well, or you are in a large 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, of course, as well. So we'll see how this is going to unfold, and what it might be as well as bullish here, of course, is something still pushing for higher. Let's go back to 1 hour chart. We didn't talk about the bullish. So as bullish, it's still the probability is still there, knowing that the 886 is taken, but not the invalidation of a bullish. That means, of course, I cannot yet confirm 100%. I mean, we still have 10 to 15% here on Solana to be bullish, since, of course, we didn't took the low yet. And you don't know. I mean, the market, sometimes is a freak, and then it simply pushed towards the upside. Nobody knows. So possibility is still there, 10 to 15% in case we are in a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 continuation toward the upside. However, the possibility is very low, to be honest, guys, but it's still there. We cannot ignore it, of course. So far, if we dive inside, is this slow structure here that we are looking for, and it looks like it is our Friday. So unfolding there, which is very slow and boring, and it might, of course, suggest something for the weekend, which it might be also slow and boring. So yeah, it might be, of course, even a longer sideways here. But I see, honestly, I see here a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finished, and a very likely W, X, and a wave Y in a triangle here. Can be very likely as well, guys. So is it the A, B as W, X, and a Y? Then wave C here will get this potential wave C then inside this red box, guys. So we'll see if this is going to happen. Yep, so this is regarding also Solana. Let's see the next one. We have SUI. For SUI, well, also on the 2 hours chart, today only micro level. If interested in higher time frame, yesterday it was updated for the same coins, guys. So you can go to the previous video. You will see the all-time history as well. So 1, 2, and then of course a 1, 2 here, potential another 1, 2, and that means of course a bullish, right? Currently, SUI is impressing, yeah. So we see only this structure, which is impulsive A, B, and a C, only hitting, of course, around the 0.38, which is still, of course, a leading diagonal here. Wave 1, wave 2, and then wave 3 towards the upside. But this wave 2 has to be, of course, something as A, B, and a C here. Yeah, finished. But yeah, it can be, of course, it can be, but at the same time, it can be a 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and a 5. Yeah, so if you want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave C, you can do this. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what if internally this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for wave 3, wave 4 not interfering, and then 4 and a 5, okay? So yeah, very creepy a little bit, I would say. It's not really easy to decide 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Well, honestly, guys, I see only ABC here, very likely on the lower time frame. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 3, 4, and a 5. AB, NSC, or WXNOI finished in 3 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yes, guys, it's a wave C here. Therefore, this should be a wave 4. If this is our wave 4, then okay, why it is very impulsive. Okay, let's put the invalidation of bearish over there in case we push for higher and we see higher prices at $1. We'll see what the reaction will be there. In case we push directly towards the downside, because this looks also somehow as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and something corrective unfolding and one more high. So I don't see yet a perfect finished correction, honestly. So it can still be looking for one more high, unless the things becomes, of course, very red here, and we push towards the downside directly. But I would say, well, it's hard to take, of course, a key level here, because yeah, I mean, the 886 is your key level at the end. It's in the low almost. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 correction, and then pushing for higher. Let me check. Oh, okay. This is a 3 waves. Okay, that is a signal. So this is a 3 waves. I don't see, of course, a 1, 2. Okay, that's very easy. 3 waves. I don't see a 1, 2, and very likely we're still very corrective here, guys. Okay, not yet, not yet. So we're still looking for higher, and very likely if we take the $1 here, that means, of course, we invalidate the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that means that we might still be bullish here. We might still be bullish. But why SUI is showing this very clearer, much more than Solana and Ethereum? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say that this is not an impulse. Of course, it's a 5 waves. But very weird also for Solana. Yeah. But very weird that SUI somehow, because of this here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, it looks only one extended wave C. Interesting, right? So we'll see if this is going to be the case. Nobody know. Maybe, of course, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. As I mentioned, that your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is internally finished here as a wave 3, and then 4 and a 5. But it's a huge question mark. Yep, so that was it for Ethereum, Solana, and SUI. Before you leave, make sure to join our private Discord community. There you will get daily updates faster than YouTube, plus exclusive bonus trading signals for the gold, silver, Bitcoin, and stocks. You can also request one special technical analysis every day and get access even to our only members video on YouTube and also on Discord. And stay ahead, of course, with economic and political news that actually moves the market. And of course, we do regular Q&A sessions, so you can get your questions answered directly in the Discord. And of course, if you're serious about leveling your trading, the Discord link is below in the description and in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.